start with Asia, right? In Asia, many interesting things happen, I think. Um, of course, most importantly, the Honinbo title finished. Shibano Toramaru.
Yeah,
Um,
he won the first part of the games, right?
yes,
And then
yes. Yeah,
he played against
Yama won the
Yamayuta.
first, but then Yama lost the next three, and everyone was excited about the new upcoming people. But no, Yama stroked back and managed to win the final three games.
Yeah, so he had actually Kadabans, and yeah, that was really a difficult thing. And now he really won 10 in a row, but Cho-Chi-kun managed also to get 10 successive Honinbo titles from 1989 to 1998.
Wow.
But he had also a title for 2 years, 1981 and 82. So Iyama still has some records to break, so he's not done yet. But he's
Yes.
really one of the top players. So cool. Whoa.
Yeah, that's really exciting. So may we start looking into some games?
Yeah, sure.
So our first game is their last game, of course. So the game that Yama managed to get the title.
The
And
final
so,
game.
yes, final game. Yama is white and Toramaru is black. So they had already at move 6, of course, attachments, as we are now so used to seeing. So this do you notice Joseki? It's quite common nowadays, isn't it?
Yeah, I've seen it quite a couple of times, also with this, yeah, kind of throwing and so on. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. So they do this kind of normal stuff, but very soon the fighting starts. So now, wow. So Yama in all of these games, really, like I said this a couple of times before. He fights really a lot, and he starts fights really early. Like I wasn't used to seeing that from him, but in this series, every time. So he's
Cool.
doing that here
Actually,
again.
I met him once in Japan, and he looks the same as on the pictures, very handsome.
Mhm.
And yeah, it's really amazing because he's so calm. So it's really amazing that he is such a fighter. He doesn't look like that at all.
Yes, yes. Actually, I my feeling is that he was much less of a fighter before AI, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but I definitely nowadays it seems like he's forcing fights really a lot, which is very exciting. So they had a few exchanges, and then basically the right side here is an important part. Where would you start here as white?
Oh my God, this is so big. What to do? I mean, the Japanese theory would say you should just play in the middle of the line, but maybe there's also some attachment in the corner still possible. I mean, there's a gamer. I have no idea.
Yeah, many stuff. I think he starts with a jump, yes. And then after the peep, which is really now he turns to the attach. And like this is such a like I think this is just a master class of like just throwing stones around. Like it kind of looks almost a bit random,
Oh my
but
God.
probably it's not random. I
Of course
suppose.
not. They are thinking for ages. Oh, look, look, we have a visitor who is probably born in 92, or maybe he became pro the first time in 92, because he seems to know actually Yamayuta for a while, being a calm fighter.
Yes.
Let's see.
Yes, yes. Yeah, maybe
Okay.
he got provoked recently, and now he just tries to kill everyone every time. But yeah, so basically the idea here seems to me to be just throw a stone on the lower side and then throw a stone on the upper side and then just repeat that a lot.
But
That's kind of what he's
they're
doing.
pros. They're not just throwing stones, right? I mean, they probably read a lot, right?
Probably. I mean, this is very complicated and definitely like every move on either side is basically increasing the value of the move on the other side as well. And so every time you play on the one side, the other side gets more interesting because also the value of the side where you played on gets lower. So that might be kind of the theory behind this very interesting exchange, where in the end white sacrificed all these stones to, in a couple of moves we will see, to basically defended a group on the right side. So white could break into the territory safely while also sacrificing some stones and getting some strength to black. Who do you think is better in this exchange?
Oh my god, I have no clue. Of course, I know white won, and it feels also a bit better for white, but I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, if I wouldn't know that white won, I wouldn't know. I would be like, I don't know. Also, white is not completely live yet, so that might still be an interesting part
And that was
later.
already the deciding fight, or something else happened?
Yes, no, that was clearly the deciding fight, because for on pro level, basically their judgment is very different from the two of us. So their judgment, I think, was the game is kind of finished, because what black did next is basically something very, very risky, which you shouldn't try at home, which is to now peep and go for the kill. So basically
Oh
trying
my
to
god.
kill the huge white group on the right side.
So it's a spectacular final, actually. Cool.
Yes, no, definitely. So
Wow.
he basically just made a few bad exchanges on the top to get more strength and sacrifice a few stones so that he can have a more harsh attack. But this cut is really, really beautiful, because basically if black, I mean, this would be feasible, right? For black to go out and be like, oh my god, I surrounded this whole group and now it's dead. But there's like a lot of weaknesses in the black shape, and
Mhm.
I don't even know exactly how, but my theory is that white would play this Tisuji. And now if black just goes out, then duh, 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 duh. I think like
Oh
this,
dear. That seems complicated. Oh.
and then cool. No, that would not be good. So probably they have something smarter than that. So I don't know. So maybe you need to go from this side or something. But basically black was afraid of something happening here. But because white gets this exchange, now white gets very beautiful shape like this, and it's very difficult for black to kill now, right?
Yeah.
So black
Yeah,
moves.
so that's pretty amazing. So the winner of that
Yes.
Honinro is now Iyama Yuta, having the 10th time the title. Yeah, this is
Yes.
great.
Yes. So the last thing that I think was interesting here was basically that in the top, black fought very hard, like with like many hane and never letting go, to catch Yama off guard. Like basically, if Yama would add a move to like, no, I will not sacrifice. Basically, the idea is, okay, if you don't give me something, then now I will kill. But Yama was really graceful in like giving away his whole corner, but living with this group. So really graceful also, which is very difficult to do. Like I definitely would be, I don't know, would be tempted to fight very hard on both sides and die everywhere maybe, but Yama was very graceful, and so he won this match.
Yes, amazing. Yeah, but actually, a lot of things happened this week, and we had also
Yes,
another game in the Meijin League, and Hane Naoki won the league before wins and 3 losses, which is pretty impressive, I
for
would
his
say.
age, definitely yes. Like
Yeah.
he's a really, like I haven't seen him in the scene like for a very long time, and even just to getting a positive result in a league, challenging league, I think is quite great.
Yes, and we do not have a game to show because there are quite a lot of games to show this week, but we would like to show you how Japan actually use even league games to promote their games. Actually, each of the games is nowadays streamed on YouTube, and we would like to show you, let's see if it is technically possible, how that looks like. So actually they have an introduction, then you even see how the players got to the seat, how they are really sitting at the board and already thinking, oh, my opponent is not here yet, but oh, I need to focus. They even put on the clothes, and then we will jump a little bit forward because we don't want to see the entire 11 hours of streaming. And you can see maybe how the commentators look and do the things. So yeah, let's see and
Let's
look
take a look.
into it.
Nice. Yeah, so basically they get set up now, straighten up his shirt, waiting for his opponent.
They are still wearing masks.
Yeah. And basically they have this set up for a very long time, but then they also add in AI setup later and some commentary and stuff like that. I think it's quite beautiful to have the mixture of AI, personal commentary, and then just seeing the beautiful setup. Yeah.
Actually, once I was in such a room, we went to Japan to the Neon Key-in, and if you go in that room, you really feel the pressure and the honor and what happened in there. Without anybody was in there, it was quite impressive to be in such a room. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I can definitely see that. I can definitely see that.
Yeah, so maybe you just have some impression. Can we jump forward a little? Otherwise, let's go.
Unfortunately, I think we cannot jump forward
Okay,
in this.
then let's just go for the next news because there's
Yes.
quite a lot to talk
there's
about,
definitely a lot.
And actually, all the Neon Key-in games, as far as I could see, all the important ones are streamed on YouTube nowadays. So if you need a link for the one we just showed you, you see it here, and maybe then you can also find other videos which are live streamed, like the next game that was also live streamed. That was the second Gosei match, Yamayuta against Ichiriki Ryo.
Yeah. Ichiliki is really on a tear right now. Like also in the Major League that we looked in before, he is 7-0, and I think he also has a record this year of 19-5, which is quite impressive.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Yes, that's amazing.
And he's almost only playing against top professionals, so it's very.
Yeah. And that game was really hard because both had only 2 minutes left at the end, and they were really hurrying. And since this is best of 3 and this is the second game, actually there's another game to play, and that will be played on Saturday, the third game. So maybe you are interested. And shall we do something, Jonas? Shall we just comment the game as Japanese people do? So whenever they talk about the game, then actually one of the very important things is actually to talk about shortly about the venue. So here you see where they are playing. But then they talk about the food, of course. So now we should discuss a lot about what the players eat. And usually they are actually talking like even 10 to 15 minutes just about what they eat. So
really,
I'm not sure.
I didn't know that actually, honestly.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So this is really.
But I was especially impressed by the cake. Like I really like this cake. I would like to eat this cake. So I wonder who had it, but I'm sure the winner had this cake.
I don't know. I've heard actually both of them have that, but anyway, so if you want to be very Japanese, we would talk about the food a lot, but we are Europeans, so let's go for the next game, maybe.
Yes. So, which is from China, where Keje defended his Kijang title which is basically like the Kisei in Japan. And
Oh,
so
this is so amazing. You get so much money if you win there, right?
yes,
So can you remember?
I think it's about 100,000 euros. So that's not too bad.
And this one is the best of three. And I think
Yes.
Keche already had a win last time, which means,
Yes.
so we reported about it last week. And I think now he won the second game and he is the winner already, right?
Yeah, that's correct. He won 2-0 against Shiyue, which is not a easy task for sure. If
But he
there's
won. What a rich guy. Woo. Yeah, cool.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
actually, this kind of tournament was organized from 1998 to 2003. And and then it was there was a break, and in 2012 they started again the game. So this is
Mm,
pretty cool. Shall we look
yes.
into the game quickly?
Yes, yes, let's do that. And please just ask or say anything you feel if there's something. So
And thank you for the Jungen no Maru.
oh yeah, I really like these rooms as well actually. Like yeah.
Oh, this looks pretty normal. Yeah.
Somewhat, yeah, but also this game was like really quickly decided or like really quickly an important fight starts, which is here. So I think Black could also just Tenuki or I don't know, not go for a very decisive fight, but both of them very eager to battle.
Cool.
And this is basically one of the most important moments. What would you be thinking about in this position? Like what are the kind of options you would?
Well, if I'm in Japan, I would say Maitana, or what do they say? Always if they say they are in trouble. So I think it looks really, whew, I don't know.
Mm, yes,
Looks very
yes.
fightful.
So one of the first options that I considered in this position would be to go through. But I think why he didn't do that was because white has this beautiful hane, and if you still try to cut white, then actually in the end you didn't do really much. Like white still has a great shape in the corner and still is great outside, and you're still very weak. So even though you got in between white stones, it didn't really do anything. Which is probably why
Oh,
he went instead with his stone. But AI says that we're both wrong, and
aha.
that instead you should basically prepare before going through. So like in this move, if white now answers or something, then maybe now it becomes interesting to cut off these stones.
Mm-hmm.
So
But isn't that pretty big if white just takes the corner? Whew.
you mean like playing this move and then white just takes or something? That I mean that's definitely the type of position I think that would be expected maybe. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but also in the game. So in the game, also white basically took the corner, but black tried to get something outside by attacking the white stones, right? So white needed to come back in the corner, and black tries to attack very harshly on the white stones.
Yes.
And I think where it becomes interesting is basically when black hane is here and white cuts. Because white cut, what would you say is the meaning of the white cut, or what, like if you see this move by your like you hane and you maybe expect white to jump or something, but then your opponent is like, no, I cut you back, like you thought you're the
Well,
aggressor and now he cuts. What's in your mind?
I feel like I would be the person who cuts.
Okay, that's also good. Well, what would you hope your opponent feels in that moment?
First of all, he should be scared, because if
Yes,
he is scared, then I have good chances
yes,
to do something. But I think the reason for my cut would be that it is not easy to directly capture the 4 white stones, and it makes it
yes,
pretty difficult like that. It's not an easy game for black.
yes.
Whereas if I jump out, white can still not really attack the left black stones, but
Hmm.
black has an easy game in the middle, and then my south gets in trouble somehow. This is my feeling.
Yes,
I don't know.
yes. No, I definitely would have a similar feeling, but I think also we're both very aggressive people, so players. And so, yeah, this is maybe not too surprising. But this cut actually turns out to be quite eventful, as Black will figure out soon. So Black basically
Ooh,
tries to make a life here, right?
wow.
But White is really, what is it, going slowly, like, just okay, I want to capture the 2 stones. You can live with your stones, but I get the middle. And so Black is like, no. And then White is like, okay, I'm gonna be really strong on the outside. What do you do? And I
But
think,
isn't White in trouble as well with the middle stones?
yes, exactly, I think
Mhm.
this is really interesting for that reason, where um you definitely have to read very far before playing such a calm move as M6, not I mean this move, because if you die with the white stones on the left side, I think it's very risky. But of
Then the game is
course,
over, yeah? Mhm. Yeah.
Kuji, right? So so after white goes out, black needs to defend. Otherwise, his group is really in danger on the left side. And now white takes a liberty, makes a final exchange move, and goes for the kill.
Yes.
Yes. And yeah, basically, it's very difficult for black to do something here. So he wants to prepare something on the top side with that double hane. Because if everything is just cleanly dead from black on the lower side, he has no chance in this game on a professional level. He has no chance in this game.
Yeah.
So he tries to basically do something crazy.
And then,
Um,
of course, White wins. If he capture this, it's
yes,
difficult for Black to win the game.
and
Yes.
sorry.
Thank you very much, Wizardo, for sending also the YouTube channel of Neon Key. So this is actually a really cool channel. So you
Yes.
get always noted whenever a game starts. So it's worth to subscribe there as well. And also thank you for reminding us that Go is actually the Japanese word for 5. So if you
Yes.
talk about the Go say, then actually it's best of 5. So I didn't notice I said best of 3.
Ah,
I think it is about this Chinese game, which is actually best of 3, and Kedge just won the second game, so he's
yes.
actually the winner of that one. And of
Yes.
course, the Go say is best of 5. Hmm?
Yes. So
Thank you.
basically here now black played this hane, which looks really weird, and it's pretty desperate. But he tries to make a ko out of this whole thing,
What? Where?
like basically looking for this one stone, right? And if white would just connect here or something, then suddenly the liberty race would be weird. Like it would be some kind of ko as well. Um, and so he chose to do disco. But unfortunately, it's really very risky because black cannot even, like, this move is really beautiful because black cannot even take here because white will just block and black is just still dead without
But wait,
anything.
what is wrong with White to just connect? I didn't get it. Why White needs to play the Ko?
Yes.
Ah, big, yeah.
So if white
Mhm.
just connects, I think it's still a call because in this shape, if it's not a core, white would need 1, 2, 3, 4 moves, like one,
Ah,
2. So white needs suddenly one more move to capture black, and white also has 4 liberties. So if white plays it like that, it's still a core because black can take first, and now um, white cannot play
I
this
see.
move, right? Because then white is captured.
Mm-hmm.
So white
Okay.
needs to still play a core. So either way, it's basically a core. And white just decided that he favors this core because even if he plays this move, black needs to be even more desperate with this type of move.
Wow, that's so cool. I learned something.
Yeah,
Wow, what a cool thing.
it's a really crazy shape. Like I've never seen this, but it's a really nice move. I like this.
Yes.
Um, this is not the game. Of course, black needed to go for this, and then for this crazy moves, crazy exchanges. Do not try this at home. And yeah, play all the co-threads, but unfortunately now there's no co-thread left, so he just resigned. So the fight on the left, basically, like maybe the game is finished at this point already, which is quite crazy. But
Cool. Nice game.
yeah,
Okay.
crazy fighting in like these two games, like very early big dead groups. That's not that common, but it's nice when that happens. I like that.
Okay.
So
So
that was
shall we
China.
go for the next game? Yeah, actually, there are quite a lot of news also from Korea, and maybe
Yes.
you learned already last week that there is a game called the Supreme Player. So the Koreans try to understand who is the strongest, and the two strongest Koreans play each other. And here, this year, so this is actually the second edition. So there was one already last year, and we have Shin Jin-seo, who is playing against Park Yong-wan, and actually he already won 3-0. So this actually means quite a lot. I know this was last year, actually.
Yes,
This was
last year.
last year. So he was actually pretty far. And now it is 2-1, right? Is this correct? So I
Yes,
think,
yes. And Park Jun-won actually won the first game this time, which was already kind of nice to see that it will not be a 3-0 in favor of Shin Jin-seo again.
oh,
Who's
but wait.
currently...
The fourth game was today. And wasn't it like Park won today and now it's 2-2, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
I'm not sure.
that's possible. That I actually don't know.
Yeah, then actually the final game would be tomorrow.
Hmm. Yes, that's very
Yeah.
possible.
And I think Park just said after the game, "Oh, I don't understand him." So that was actually in the news, in the Korean news, written like that.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, I mean, Shin Jin-seo is definitely he was one of the people that many people talked about being the quickest at adopting AI moves, and then he quickly became like one of the very strongest people in the world and the strongest in Korea. So yeah, let's see their game.
What was the very most important move in this game?
The very most important move. Hmm. Maybe this one.
Oh,
Yeah. I
cool. They're mirroring. Nice.
yeah. They had yeah, exactly. The start was very calm and early, but then I think most impressed I was by this move because very normal would be to do such a thing, right? To do the ko. But then if white tenukis, the only continuation you have is this move, right? But if you play instead this move first, then you can decide if white tenukis, you can still play this if you want, but you can also go through, which is actually in this position it's quite big because there's these black stones on the lower side. So yeah, I think I was most impressed by this move, which yeah,
Wow, I see.
it's very
Yeah,
difficult to
actually.
find.
Mhm.
I would not find it.
Yes.
And I think yeah, maybe because of that move, black I think was good for a long time, but in the end it was difficult. So these were also really interesting exchanges to do so early, like in the upper side, to immediately do that after white took the corner. I think that's also something you need to remember. Like definitely I need to remember because the group in the corner is very small, right? So I think the idea be
Yes, I still wonder. Hmm.
So I think the idea behind exchanging all these moves so early is that later on your opponent will many times not answer. So for example, if you play Tenuki and then at some point your group is attacked, then maybe he will not answer and instead he will play Tenuki. But if you do these at this time, then there's no, he will not go for any other move. He will just
So
answer.
the important part is not to save the corner, but to attack black afterwards. So that's why white
Exactly.
really spends the move. I
Exactly.
see.
White, the importance is not just living with your group in the corner, but being able to attack the group later, the black group later. And so right now, black still gets these exchanges, and so that's also really beautiful, I think.
Aha, okay. So this is actually the game about the supreme players here. And now, as ambassador, again, thank you very much. It seems that you are our assistant. Yeah, maybe at some point you should be paid for doing your job here. Thank you very much. So actually, yeah, it is 2-2 now, and the final game will be tomorrow. Yeah.
That's nice.
So let's see who is the supreme player of Korea.
Yes. Yes, I think the other really remarkable move was the answer to this move. What do you think? What would be your answer to this move?
Oof. Hmm. Oh, I like the peep on the second line. What about this?
This one? This one you mean, or which peep? Like the
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that would be a great idea. It's very similar actually to the game. So maybe if you do that, then maybe it would come like this, and that would be kind of the game. So he started instead with this move, which I think is quite beautiful. So basically looking for also the R5 cut, or like to look for this cut. And white just connected, and so he cut like this. And now this is also center. So basically because of that exchange, he managed to get some more living shape, which is really important to recognize. Like, I think it is very easy to just play this move out of habit, just cut immediately, and then now you will not be able to get this exchange. So
Yes.
so that's really beautiful to play this one first, so that then you can go and even get this one in center. So I think this was also very important. But unfortunately, for my sense of the interesting moves of this game, um, after the end game and after everything was said and done, not much more important things are done. White is actually leading, so so black actually resigned. So yeah, I don't know. I liked many black moves, but it seems I don't know. Maybe my judgment is off, or white is just too good and didn't make any mistakes. So yeah.
Okay.
So in the end, Shinjin Seo, without making any mistakes, managed to win this game.
Okay. So I think this is the last game we wanted to show you. But there are still some other news about Korea, actually.
Yes. So the Myeongin.
Yeah, that is actually the story about the winners and the losers. So there are the people playing here against each other. And you can see here that actually Shin Jin-seo lost in the first round.
Yes.
And the opponent whom he lost to actually won the winners half. But the special part about this tournament is that all the losers play also against each other, which you can see on the next page. And there you see that he actually won all games in the loser section so far, which means if he just wins one more game, then he is finding his first round opponent once more, and we will see who will reach the final.
Nice, nice. That's really cool.
Yes. And then there's also very nice news, and probably most of you know about it. Probably you know BIBA, the Blackies International Badok Academy in South Korea. And this is run by Blackie, whom you can see on the right side. He is a 9-dan professional, and he runs it together with a European, Hungarian professional, Diana Kaseki. And now something special happened, because there are just a new Korean professionals being appointed this week. And one of them is Kim Hyun Bin, and that is actually the son of Blackie. So actually now he also became professional. And here you see a papa-son picture. And on the next slide, you actually see another picture of both of them with a dog, and the dog is called Poto. And Poto is the lucky animal which is supporting BIBA. So whenever you go to BIBA, to South Korea, you may see Poto. Yeah, and then we come to Europe.
Yes. So in Europe, we have the Czech Go Championships held, and it seems Lukáš Patpera won it once again, or will it be held actually?
No, it was already, it happened, and
Yes.
Lukáš won against all other players. And it was a very traditional one because it is an 8 players game, and Lukáš won with 7 games. So he beat just everybody else. And
Wow.
André Krummel, whom you can see on the left in the picture, he became second place, winning all other games but the one against Lukáš. And the third place is actually Peter Schipra, and he is a freedan. So freedan wins against other players in the field like Jan Prokop, sixdan, or Jan Shimara, whom you see on the right side of the picture here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, not bad. Peter Schipra. Yeah, I heard that name before. I think he had some upsets once before. I kind of align his name with upsets. So yeah, maybe time to.
And half of the players were called Jan in this
Oh,
tournament.
yeah.
So maybe you should be a Jan, and then you can be the Czech champion or play in the championship. That's very simple in Czechia. Just be called Jan. Very simple.
Yes, yes. And so we go to the Europe League, the professional league. And
there was actually only one more game, right?
Yes.
Which was in the A League between Calvin Sung, the one-done professional from America, and he played against Oscar, and Oscar managed again to win. So he both won games against him. So
Wow.
Oscar became so strong, like a bear. Amazing.
That's not bad. That's not bad. Yeah. Let's all hope for some more upsets in these leagues. I'm very excited. They're very interesting. You can also find their matches on Twitch with commentary from the professionals who are not playing. So
I think there's only one game left in the A League and 2 games left in the B League, and then it's done, right?
Yeah, then it's done. And it looks quite good for Ilya and for Ryan Lee right now. But yeah, we will see what will happen.
Oh wait, isn't Ilya already through?
He is not necessarily first, I think. Like he has 2 wins and 2. Maybe. Yeah, maybe he is already first place. Yeah, that's true. 3. Yeah, Artem cannot. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So probably Ilya is the winner of the league if they don't have a very weird point system where draw is like 2 out of 3 points or something.
Actually, there are also some news. We had the Hungarian Go Camp that was pretty successful, but we didn't find photos. So whenever you were at the tournament, please give us your photos and we are happy to report on it. Also, we had a Leipzig tournament. I saw pictures about it, but just while we were streaming, that was a little bit too late to really show you. Maybe we support it actually, next week. And maybe for the very early birds of you, there will be the female world championship. And
next
actually,
weekend,
there
right?
are 2. Huh?
Next weekend,
it's at the weekend.
right? And
yeah, exactly.
Who again are representing Europe? It's you and
Natalia from European champion and European vice champion will represent Europe and Africa, I think, to be very precise. And there are 16 players, and it will be KO system. And the first round will be played 12 p.m. In China time, Beijing time, which is 6 a.m. In Central European time, which means if you want to join, please wake up early and support Natasha and me.
Yes. Yeah, please do that, guys. Please do that. That would be really exciting. So probably you're gonna play against some Chinese professionals and this kind of stuff?
I don't know yet who's my opponent. I think that will be decided pretty soonish, but I don't have the information yet.
Okay, but sounds exciting. I'm looking forward.
For sure, it's always exciting. Usually, we are flying to Asia, which means after losing the first round, which is sad, at the same time, it's a happy time because we have a lot of holiday. But this time we play online from at home, so yeah.
That's nice. Yeah, good luck. Good luck.
Thank you very much. Shall we see the Tsumago problems of last week? So actually we had only one person who submitted, and that was actually William. So William, we are very happy to see you always. also in JIGS, and very happy to see that you submitted Sumiko, but unfortunately you got only 3 points. I didn't update the table, I'm sorry. This is mainly because I don't have the table of last week, so I couldn't update it correctly. But yeah, William, you solved the first one correct, and the other ones were both wrong. If you want, you can try again, and I will correct them again. Yeah, but that's it.
Yes. I
Don't
really
cry.
like in the Dan players section actually the many Dametsumari problems. I really love that.
Yeah,
So
that's really cool one. Absolutely. And it's really a pity that so little people submit, because we do have quite a lot of prizes. So whenever you make the 75 points, you will be reset to 0, but you will get a prize. And there's a variety of prizes. So there are not only the possibilities to get stronger and Go, like Go books. You can even choose the books. But there's also a lot of teaching possibilities you can choose from. Or you can also, of course, visit JIGS or get a voucher for JIGS and learn in our online programs, or also come to Jena.
yes, maybe you can learn how to get into the women's championship. You know, if you'd
Oh my
like
God.
to get into that level, you know, you can go to JIGS and
Okay, Jonas, how do you want to go for the female championship? Tell me. You come to JIGS and I teach you how to get female, or how should we do that?
maybe for me that's not the right. Maybe for me, you know, I can learn how to not be as stupid when I play Go, and if I know a woman, she can learn how to become women's champion. So
You can. So anytime, we are happy and we can welcome you again. And I hope you had a little bit fun with our new setup, 2 people speaking. Next time, maybe you can even see me.
hopefully,
And
yeah.
next time, we will also try to stay on time. So we will try to shorten and finish at 9 again. Yeah. So
Yes.
thank you very much and see you next week. Bye bye.
Bye bye, everyone.